Hi everyone, I'm back. Last time I did my Immortal Part 1, and now I'm gonna do Part 2. Alright. Chapter 11. No! I screamed. I was horrified. Bloody Mary tried to comfort me, but I told her to fuck off, and I ran to my room crying myself. Dumbledore chased after me shouting, but he had to stop when I went into my room because he would look like a perv that way. Anyway, I started crying tears of blood, and then I slit both my wrists. They got all over my clothes, so I took them off and jumped into the bath angrily while I put on a Linkin Park song at full volume. I grabbed a stake and almost stuck it into my heart to commit suicide. I was so fucking depressed. I got out of the bathtub and put on a black low-cut dress with lace all over it, sadly. They were sitting on their broomsticks. Ew, you fucking perv, stop, look at me naked. Oh, you pedos are what? I screamed, putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. Suddenly, Vampire ran in. Abracadabra! He yelled at Snape and Lupin, pointing his womb. Oh. I took my gun and shot Snape and Lupin a gazillion times, and they both started screaming and the camera broke. Suddenly, Dumbledore ran in. Ebony, it has been revealed that someone has... No! He shouted, looking at Snape and Lupin, and then he waved his wand, and suddenly, Hagrid ran outside on his broom and said, "Everyone, we need to talk." "What you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student." "I may be a Hogwarts student," Hagrid paused angrily, "but I'm also a Satanist." "This cannot be," Snap said in a crisp voice as blood dripped from his hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him. "There must be other factors." "You don't have any," I yelled madly. Lupin held up his camera triumphantly. "The lens may be ruined, but the tape is still there." I felt faint, more than I normally do, like how it feels when you do not drink enough blood. "Why are you doing this?" Lupin said angrily when he rubbed his dirty hands on his cloak. And then I heard the words that I had heard before, but not from him. I did not know whether to feel shocked or happy or to bite him and drink his blood because I felt faint. Because, Hagrid said, and he paused in the air, dramatically waving his wand in the air. Then swooped he in, singing to the tune of Gothic version of a song by 50 Cent. "Because you're Gothic," Snape said in a little afraid voice, because he was afraid it meant he was connected with Satan. "Because I love her." Chapter 12. Author's note. Bang, okay, Hagrid is a pedo too. A lot of people in American schools are like that. I wanted to address the issue. How do you Snap ain't Christian, plus Hagrid isn't really in love with Ebony, that was Cedric, okay. Where did Cedric come in from? Okay. I was about to slit my wrist with the silver knife that Draco had given me in case anything happened to him. He had told me to use it valiantly against an enemy, but I knew that we must both go together. No! I thought it was Hagrid, but it was Vampire. He started to scream. "OMFG, no, my scar hurts!" And then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. Anyway, I was in the school nurse's office, now recovering from my slit wrists. Snap and Lupin and Hagrid were there too. They were going to St. Mungo's after they recovered because they were pedophiles, and you can't have those fucking pervs teaching in a school with lots of hot girls. Dumbledore had constipated the studio camera, and they took of me naked. I put up my middle finger at them. Anyway, when I got better, I went upstairs and put on a black leather mini dress. "You look kawaii, girl," Bloody Mary said sadly. "Thanks, you do too," I said sadly too, but I was still upset. I slit both of my wrists, feeling totally depressed, and I sucked all the blood. I cried again in my bathroom and put the shades on so Snap and Lupin couldn't spy on me this time. I went to some classes. Vampire was in the hair of magical creatures. He looked all depressed because Draco had disappeared, and he had used to be in love with Draco. He was sucking some blood from a Hufflepuff. "Hi," he said in a depressed way. "Hi back," was all I equally said. "Why? What?" I said in a equally sad way. We both looked at each other from time to time. Harry had beautiful red Gothic eyes, so much like Draco's. Then we jumped on each other and started screwing each other. Stop it right now, you horny simpletons! Shouted Professor McGoggle, who was watching us, and so was everyone else. Vampire, you fucker, I said, slapping him. Stop trying to screw me. I know you love Draco. I shouted and then ran away angrily. Just then, he started to scream. OMFG, no, my scar hurts! And then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. No! I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore, I shouted. I do, but Diablo changed it into a pentagram for me, and I always cover it up with foundation. Anyway, my scar was hurt, and then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Wait, I just read this. The author wants to know if Raven knows where her sweater. So, Raven, if you're out there, where is her sweater? Chapter 13. I'm cutting out most of the grammatical errors for you because I couldn't read them if I tried. Okay. Chapter 15. Vampire and I ran up the stairs looking for Dumbledore. We were so scared. Dumbledore! Dumbledore! We both yelled. Dumbledore came then. What is it that you want, you despicable snob? I can't remember any of my voices. What is it that you want, you despicable snobs? He asked angrily. Voldemort has Draco, we shouted at the same time. He laughed in an evil voice. No, don't! We need to save Draco, we begged. No, he said meanly. I don't give a darn what Voldemort does to Draco. Not after how much he misbehaved in school, especially with you, Ebony, he said while he frowned looking at me. Besides, I never liked him that much anyway. And then he walked away. Vampire started crying. My Draco, he moaned. It's okay, I tried to tell him, but that didn't stop him. He started to cry tears of blood. Then he had a brainstorm. I had an idea, he exclaimed. What? I asked him. You'll see, he said. He took out his wand and he did a spell. Then, suddenly we were in Voldemort's lair. We ran in with our wands out, just as we had heard a croon voice say, Allah Kedavra! There's no way that this is real. This is absolutely fake. And I know that some people will say that they wish it were real, but honestly, I'm really glad that it's not. This is just too bad. It was. Voldemort. Chapter 14. Warning. Some of this chapter is extremely scary. Viewer excretion advised. So, empty your bowels before watching this, because you might do it unintentionally at how scary this chapter is going to be. I think that's what she meant. We ran to where Voldemort was. It turned out that Voldemort wasn't there. Instead, the fat guy who killed Cedric was. Draco was there crying tears of blood. Snaketail was torturing him. Vampire and I ran in front of Snaketail. Rid my sight, you despicable preps! He shouted as we started shooting him with the gun. Then suddenly he took me and fell down with a lovey-dovey look in his eyes. Ebony, I love you, have sex with me! He said. This sentence is all one word, and it's Ebony, I love you, having sex with me! He said. In this, he is 16 years old, so he's not a pedophile, okay? Huh? I asked. Ebony, I love you. Will you have sex with me? Asked Snaketail. I started laughing crudely. What the fuck? You torture my BF and then you expect me to fuck you? God, you are so fucked up, you fucking bastard, I said angrily. Then I stabbed him in the heart. Blood poured out of it like a fountain. No! He screamed. He started screaming and running around. Then he fell down and died. I burst into tears sadly. Wow, I can't believe a character actually died. Because usually they get shot a gazillion times, but they're still alive. So, yeah, because they're vampires. But this time, a knife across whatever, actually, good to know. Now I know how to kill a wizard. Snaketail, what art thou doing? Called Voldemort. Then he started coming. Wait, what? Oh, okay, wait. Next sentence. We could hear his high heels clacking to us. So we got on our broomsticks and we flew to Hogwarts. We went to my room. Vampire went away. Then I started crying. I forgot Draco's voice. What's wrong, honey? Asked Draco, taking off his clothes so we could screw. He had a sex pack. And a really huge you-know-what and everything. She doesn't say the word penis or the word vagina. Ever.
Or sex. He says screw.
Yeah. But he has a sex pack. So.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so unfair. I yielded. Why can't I just be ugly or plain like all the other girls on preps here except for Bloody Mary because she's not ugly or anything? Why would you want to be ugly? I don't like the preps anyway. They are such fucking sluts, answered Draco. Yeah, but everyone is in love with me. Like, Snape and Lupin took a video of me naked. Hagrid says he's in love with me. Vampire likes me, and now even Snaketail's in love with me. I just want to be with you, okay, Draco? Why couldn't Satan have made me less beautiful? I shouted angrily. I'm good at too many things. Why can't I just be normal? It's a fucking curse, I shouted, and I ran away. Chapter 15. Ebony! Ebony! Shouted Draco sadly. No! Please come back! But I was too mad. Whatever! Now you can go have sex with Vampire, I shouted. I stormed into my room and closed my black door with my blood red key that had a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. He looked so sexy in a way that reminded me of Draco and Vampire. I started to cry and weep. It took a razor and started to slip my wrist. I drank the blood all depressed. Then I looked at my black GC watch and noticed that it was time to go to biology class. She has no blood left. There is no blood left in her body because she has slit her wrists now 3 times in the past day? Maybe?
Wait, she's a vampire. Why does she slit her own wrist and not with someone else's?
Yeah, she slits her wrist because she's depressed.
But like, then she drinks her blood. So
Yeah.
she's not losing any blood. She just drank it.
Except that her blood's not going into her stomach instead of into her bloodstream.
I don't know if that works for vampires.
I don't know. I'll send her an email. I'm gonna send the author an email and ask her about the biology of vampires and their need. Okay. She changes clothes so many times. I'm downstairs feeling all sad and depressed as usual. I did some advanced biology work. I was turning a bloody pentagram into a black guitar. Suddenly the guitar turned to Draco. Ebony, I love you, he shouted sadly. I don't care what those fucker preps and posers think. You're the most beautiful girl in the world. Before I met you, I used to want to commit suicide all the time. Now I just want to fucking be with you. I fucking love you. Then, ... He started singing The Chronicles of Life and Death. We consider it our song now because we fell in love when Joel was singing it, right in front of the entire class. His singing voice was so amazing and gothic and sexy, like a cross between Gerald, Joel, Chester, Pierre, and Marilyn Manson. OMFG, I said after he was finished him. Some fucking preps stared at us, but I just stuck with my middle finger that were covered in black nail polish and entwined with Draco's now. At them. I love you, I said. Then we started to kiss, just like Hilary Duff. I fucking hate that bitch. And CMM in a Cinderella story. Then we went away holding hands. Lupin shouted at us, but he stopped because everyone was clapping about how sexy we looked together. Then I saw a poster saying that MCR would have a concert in Hogsmeade right then. We looked at each other all shocked, and then we went together. Chapter 16. What the fuck, Draco? I'm not going to a concert with you, I shouted angrily. Not after what happened to me last time. Even if it's MCR, you know how much I like them. What? Cause we, he gadgeted uncomfortable cause guys don't like to talk about you-know-what. Yeah, cause I yelled in an angry voice. We won't do that again, Draco promised. This time, we're going with an escort. OMG, what the fuck, are you giving into the mainstream? I asked. So I guess you're a Prip or a Christina or what now? No, he muttered loudly. Are you becoming a prep or what? I shooted angrily. Ebony, I'm not. Please come with me. He fell down to his knees and started crying. The World is Black by GC to me. I was flattered because that's not even a single. He had memorized the lyrics just for me. Okay, then I guess I will have to, I said. Then we Frenched for a while and I went up to my room. Bloody Mary was sitting there. I don't know what that word is. Girl, she said happily. She speaks Japanese, so do I. That means how do you do in Japanese. By the BTW, Willow, that fucking poser got expelled. She failed all her classes since she skipped math. It serves your fucking bitch right, I laughed angrily. Well, anyway, we were feeling all depressed. We watched some gothic movies like Das Nightmare before Xmas. Maybe Willow will die too, I said. Kawaii. Bloody Mary shook her head energetically, lethargically. Can't even imagine that. Oh yeah, I have a confession. After she got expelled, I murdered her, and then Lupin did it with her because he's a neckphilak. A neckphilak. Neckphilak. Kawaii, I commented happily. We talked to each other in silence for the rest of the movie. Oh hey, BTW, I'm going to a concert with Draco tonight in Hogsmeade with MCR, I said. I need to wear the hottest outfit ever. Bloody Mary nodded energetically. OMFG, let's totally go shopping. In Hot Topic, right? I asked, already getting out my special Hot Topic loyalty card. No, my head snapped up. What? My head spun. I could not believe it. Bloody Mary, are you a prep? No, she laughed. I found some cool gothic stores near Hogwarts, that's all. Who told you about them? I asked, sure it would be Draco or Diablo or Vampire. Or me. Dumbledore, she said. Let's just get our brooms. OMFG, Dumbledore? I asked quietly. Oh, why is it all in caps then? Yeah, I saw the map for Hogsmeade on his desk, she told me. Come on, let's go. We were going in a few punk goth stores, especially for the concert in Hogsmeade. The salesperson was OMG hotter than Jared, except not, because that's impossible. And he gave me a few dresses. We only have these for the real goths. The real goths? Me and Bloody Mary asked. Yeah, you wouldn't believe how many posers there are in this town, man. Yesterday, Lupin and Snap tried to buy a gothic camera pouch. He shook his head. I didn't even know they had a camera. OMFG, no, they're gonna spy on me again, I cried, running out of the changing room wearing... Oh my Satan, you have to buy that outfit, the salesperson said. Yeah, it looks totally hot, said Bloody Mary. You know what, I'm gonna give it to you for free because you look really hot in that outfit. Hey, are you going to be at the concert tonight? He asked. Yeah, I actually am. I looked back at him. Hey, by the way, my name's Ebony Darkness Dementia Terra. Wait, what's yours? Tom Ridd, he said and ran a hand through his black dyed hair. Maybe I'll see you there tonight. Yeah, I don't think so because I'm going with my BF Draco, you sick perv. I yelled angrily, but before he could beg me to go with him, Hagrid flew in on his black broom looking worried. OMFG, Ebony, you need to get back to the castle right now. Okay, so Ebony and Draco went to the concert, and then MCR turned out to be Voldemort and his Death Eaters, but now suddenly they're going to another concert in Hogsmeade that is once again MCR. And something bad happened the last time they went to a concert, so I'm a little confused. I hope that everyone else is confused as well. Okay, chapter 17. Tom Riddle gave us some clothes and stuff for free. He said he would help up with his makeup if he wanted because he was really into fashion and stuff. He's bisexual. Hagrid kept shooting at us to come back to Hogwarts. What the fuck, Hagrid? I shouted angrily. Fuck off, you fucking bastard. Well, anyway, Willow came. Hagrid went away angrily. Didn't Willow die? Hey bitch, you look kawaii, she said. Yeah, but not as kawaii as you, I said, answering sadly, because Willow's really pretty and everything. She had a really nice body with big boobs and everything. She was thin enough to be anorexic. So are you going to a concert with Draco? She asked. Yeah, I said happily. I'm going with Diablo, she answered happily. Well, anyway, Draco and Diablo came. They were both looking extremely hot and sexy, and you could tell that they thought they were hot too. Bloody Mary was going to a concert with Dracola. Dracola used to be called Navel, but it turned out that he was kidnapped at birth and his real family were vampires. They died in a car crash. Navel converted to Satanism and he went goth. He was in Slytherin now. He was wearing a black warped t-shirt, black jeans and shoes, and black hair with red streaks in it. We call him Dracula now. Well, anyway, we all went to Draco's black Mercedes-Benz that his dad Lucian gave him. We did pot, coke, and crack. Draco and I made out. We had fun of those stupid fucking preps. We soon got there. I gasped. So I think Navel is Neville, and this is a real big turnaround for him. I know that he goes through a lot of character development in the movies and the books, but this is actually quite impressive. Also, all those drugs will kill you. Please don't do drugs. Jared was the sexiest guy ever. He looked even sexier than he did in pics. He had long raven black hair and piercing blue eyes. He was really skinny and he had an amazing ethnic voice. We moshed to Helena and some otter songs. Suddenly Jared pulled off his mask. So did the other members. I gasped. It wasn't Jared at all. It was an ugly preppy man with no nose and red eyes. Everyone ran away but me and Draco. Draco and I came. It was Voldemort and the Death Eaters. Death Dealers, which I totally didn't expect. Wow, oh my gosh, who would have guessed that Voldemort and his Death Eaters were under the MCR masks? Not me, because I didn't definitely read it last chapter. Nope. You moronic idiots, he shouted angrily. Annabee, I told you to kill vampire, thou hast failed, and now I shall kill thou and Draco. No, please, we begged sadly, but then he took out his knife. Suddenly, a gothic old man flew in on his broomstick. He had long black hair and a long black beard. He was wearing a black robe that said Avril Lavigne on the back. He shouted a spell and Voldemort ran away. It was ... Dumbledore. Chapter 18. I woke up the next day in my coffin. The night before, Draco and I ran back to the skull. Dumbledore chased Voldemort away. We flew there on our broomsticks. Mine was black and the broom stuffed with blood red. There was lace all over it. Draco had a black MCR room. We went back to our rooms and we had You Know What to a Linkin Park song. Only one song. Draco, you can do better. Well, anyway, I went down to the Great Hall. All the walls were painted black and the tables were black too, but you could see that there was pink pants underneath the black pant. And there were posters of poser bands everywhere, like Ashley Simpson and the Backstreet Boys. WTF, I shouted, going to sit next to Bloody Mary and Willow. Bloody Mary was wearing a black leather mini with a good shot. I don't care what she's wearing! We started talking about who was sexier, Mickey or Jared Way or Billy Armstrong. The boys joined in because they were bi. Those guys are so fucking hot, Navel was saying as suddenly a gothic old man with a black beard and everything came. He was the same one who had chased away Voldemort yesterday. He had a normal tan skin, but he was wearing white foundation and he dyed his hair black. ... Dumbledore, we all gasped. WTF, I shouted angrily. I thought he was just wearing that to scare Voldemort. Hello, everyone, he said happily. As you can see, I gave the room a makeover. What do you think about it? Dumbledore, we all gasped. What the fuck, I shouted angrily. I thought he was just wearing that to scare Voldemort. Hello, everyone, he said happily. As you can see, I gave the room a makeover. What do you think about it? Everyone from the poser table in Gryffindor started to cheer. Well, we goths just looked at each other all diffused and shook our heads. We couldn't believe what a poser he was. By the way, you can all call me Albert, he called as we left to our classes. What a fucking poser, Draco shouted angrily as we went to transformation. We were holding hands. Vampire looked really jealous. I could see him crying blood in a gothic way. But I didn't say anything. I bet he's having a midlife crisis, Willow shouted. I was so fucking angry. A midlife crisis at 16. Chapter 19. I'm not okay, I promise.
I love it.
Another author's note, because I haven't done one in a while. Please stop flaming the story. If you do, you're a fucking prep. You're jealous, okay? I'm from Knock on I'm Gong to Delt your men reviews. By the way, and void a poor blood, so der fangs to Raven for M to help. See, this is why I think this is fake. Because the rest of the story really isn't written as horribly as the author's notes are. And you would think that the author's note would be just as bad as the story, or the story would be worse than the author's note, but really it's the other way around. All day we sat angrily thinking about Dumbledore. We were so fucking pissed off. Well, I had one thing to look forward to MCR concert. It had been postponed so we could all go. So the first time it was Voldemort. The second time it was also Voldemort. But now the third time, it's okay. Anyway, I went to the common room sadly to cut classes. Draco was being all secretive. I asked what it was and he got all mad at me and started crying all hot and angsty. No one fucking understands me, he shouted angrily as his black hair went in his big blue eyes like Billy Joe in Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Accuse me? What about me? I growled. But, he grunted. You fucking bastard, I moaned. No, wait, it's not what it fucking looks like, he shouted. But it was too late. I know what I heard. I ran to the bathroom angrily crying. Draco blah blah blah. Draco banged on the door. I whipped and wept as my bloody eyeliner streamed down my cheeks and made cool tears down my face like Benji in the video for Girls and Boys. I took out a cigarette and started to smoke pot. Blah, 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 blah. Suddenly Hagrid came. He had apparated. You gave me a fucking shock. Oh, no. You gave me a fucking shock, I shouted angrily, dropping my pot. What the fuck do you think you're doing in the girls' room? Only it wasn't just Hagrid. Someone else was with him too. For a second I wanted it to be Tom Ridd, or maybe Draco, but it was Dumbledore. Hey, I needed to ask you a question, he said, pulling out his black wannabe gothic purse. What are you wearing to the concert? You know who MCR? I gasped. No, I just saw there was a concert that a lot of goths and punks were going to, he said. Anyway, Draco has a surprise for you. Chapter 20. Alright. All day I wondered what the surprise was. MCR was going to the concerts again since Volxamort had taken over the last one. I slit my wrist while I moshed to MCR in my bedroom all night, feeling excited. Suddenly someone knocked on the door while I was trying on some black clothes and moshing to Fang Yu for Devenom. I got all mad and turned it off, but sacredly, I hopped inside that it was Draco so we could do it again. What the fucking hell are you doing here? I shouted angrily. It was Lupin. Are you gonna come rape me or what? I yelled. I was allowed to say that because Dumbledore had told us to be careful around him and Snape since he was a pedo. No, actually, can I please borrow some condoms? He growled angrily. Yeah, so you can fuck your 6-year-old girlfriend, huh? I shouted sarcastically. Fucker. He said, gong away. Well, anyway, I put on some black eyeshadow, black eyeliner, and some black lipstick, white foundation. Then I gasped. ... Lots of dots. Snake and Lupin were in the middle of the empty hall doing it, and Dobby was watching. Oh my god, ludicrous idiot! They both shouted when they saw me. Dobby ran away crying. They got up though. Normally I would have been turned on. I love seeing guys do it. But both of them were fucking preps. By the way, Snape has moved to Gryffindor now. WTF, is that why you wanted condoms? I said sadistically. Only you wouldn't give them to me, Lupin shouted angrily. Well, you should have told me, I replied. You dimwit! Snape began to shoot angrily, and then I took out my black camera and took a pic of them. You could see that they were naked and everything. Well, excuse me, they both shouted angrily. What was that all about? It was to blackmail you, I snarked. So next time you see me doing it with my boyfriend, you can't fucking rat on me or show this to Dumbledore. So fuck off, you bastards. I started to run. They chased me, but I threw my wound at them and they tripped over it. Well, anyway, I went outside and there was a vampire looking extremely fucking hot. What the fuck? Where'd Draco? I asked him. Oh, he's being a fucking bastard. He told me he wouldn't come. Vampire said, shaking his head. You want to come with me to the concert? Then he showed me his flying car. I gasped. It was a black car. He said his dog father, Sirius Black, had given it to him. The license plate on the front said MCR 666 on it. The one on the back said Enemy on it. I gasped. We flew to the concert hall. MCR was there playing. Vampire and I began to make out, moshing to the music. I gasped, looking at the band. I almost had an orgasm. Jared was so fucking hot. He began to sing Helena in his sexy, beautiful voice to fill the hall. And then I heard some crying. I turned and saw Draco crying in a corner. Later, we all went to the Skull. Draco was crying in the common room. Draco, are you okay? I asked in a gothic voice. No, I'm not, you fucking bitch, he shouted angrily. He started running out of the place in a suicidal way. I started to cry because I was afraid he would commit suicide. It's okay, NB, said Vampire comfortably. I'll make him feel better. You mean you'll go fuck him, won't you? I shouted angrily. Then I ran to get Draco. Vampire came too. Draco, please come, he began to cry. Tears of blood came down his pale face. I was so turned on because I love sensitive bi guys. And then, ... we heard some footsteps. Voldemort got out his black invisibility cloak. We both got under it. We saw the janitor, Mr. Norris, there, shouted angrily with a flashlight in his hand. Who's there? He shouted angrily. We saw Filth come. He was under the invisibility cloak, and he started to meow loudly. Is anyone there? Yelled Mr. Norris. No, fuck you, you preppy little poser son of a fucking bitch. Vampire said under his breast in a disgusted way. Excuse me, who said that? Yelled Mr. Norris. Then he heard Filth meow. Filth, is there anyone under the cloak? He asked. Filth nodded. And then Vampire Frenched me. He did it just as ... many dots. Mr. Norris was taking off the cloak. What the? But he yelled, but it was too late because now we were ruining away from him. And then we saw Draco crying and busting in tears and slitting his wrists outside of school. Draco, I cried, are you okay? I guess though, Draco wept. We went back to our coffins Frenching each other. Draco and I decided to watch Lake Placid on the gothic red bed together. As I was about to put the video in, my eyes rolled up suddenly and I had a vision of something that was happening now. There was a knock on the door and Fug and the Mystery of Magic walked into the school. Chapter 22, the actual last chapter. All day, everyone talked about the misery of magic. Well, anyway, I woke up the next day. I was in my coffin, so I opened the door. I was wearing black, lacy leather pajamas. Then I gasped. Standing in front of me were ... Bloody Mary, Vampire, Diablo, Draco, Dracula, and Willow. I opened my crimson eyes. Willow was wearing a tight black leather top, blah, 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 clothes, black clothes, looking fucking sexy, clothes, punk singers, clothes, dresses, clothes, mini skirts, white apron that said bitch and other swear words, MCR stuff, more leather, darkness, ripped stuff, crab and goyle make a strange appearance, razors, and slitting wrists, and someone just committed suicide because
That's not reading. You can't skim.
It's the last chapter.
It's so long, and it's all about how all of them are wearing black leather and lacy clothes because they're all goth and they like MCR and Joel Madden and Marilyn Manson and Crab and Goyle somehow appear, and I think Goyle's dad committed suicide. That's that paragraph that is this big. So excuse me if I don't want to read the whole thing.
The hiccups, I hate you.
Okay. OMFG, I yielded as I jumped up. Why the fuck are you all here? Enderby, something is really fucked up, Draco said. Okay, but I need to put my fucking clothes on first, I shouted angrily. It's alright, we have to go now, and you look kawaii anyway. You're so fucking beautiful, Draco said in a sexy voice. Oh, alright, I said, smiling. But you have to tell me why you're all being erective. I will, he said. We all went outside the Great Hall and looked in from a widow. A fucking prep called Brittany from Gryffindor was standing next to us. She was wearing a pink mini and a Hilary Duff t-shirt, so we put up our middle fingers at her. Inside the Great Hall, we could see Dumbledore. Cornelia Fudged was there shouting at Dumbledore. Doris Rumbridge was there too. This cannot be, she shouted angrily. The school must be closed. The Bark Lord is planning to kill the students, yelled Cornelia Fudge. You are not fit to be the principal any longer, yelled Rumbridge. You are too old and your Alzheimer's is dangerous. You must retry or Voldemort will kill your students. Very well, Dumbledore said angrily, but we cannot do this. We can't close the school. There is only one person who is capable of killing Voldemort, and she is in the school. And her name is, lots and lots of dots, Enemy, Darkness, Dementia, Raven Way. Draco, Crabbe, Goyle, Darkness, Willow, Vampire, and Bloody Mary looked at each other. I gasped. Wait, there are more chapters? No! No, I'm done! I'm done! I thought there were only 22, but at the bottom it says continued here. Chapters 23 through 44.
What?
I know! No, I thought I was done! I thought I was actually done!
You not look?
With 20... No, it's only a page. It says, here is all the chapters 1 through 22, and I was like, oh, great. And the last time I found this, it was also chapters 1 through 22. Did not realize that there were 44 chapters of this. I'm not doing it. This video is purely just 1 through 22. We're 11.
We'll
Okay.
have to pick it back up another day.
Ciao, I don't want to do parts 3 and 4. Anyway, this is the end of my Immortal Part 2.